Now, I need you to stop what you're doing and listen carefully, because what I'm about to share could literally save your life. If you're over 70 and you're still hitting the treadmill for 30 minutes of cardio, if you're power walking around your neighborhood until you're breathless, if you've been told that cardio is the golden ticket to heart health, I hate to break it to you, but you might be putting yourself in danger. Yes, you heard that right. That advice that worked brilliantly when you were 40 or 50, it could actually be harming your heart right now. But here's the good news, and I mean really good news. A renowned heart surgeon has just revealed what you should be doing instead. It's simpler, safer, and ironically, it works better than all that huffing and puffing you've been doing. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do, and more importantly, why it works. Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome to Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, your trusted companion on the journey to vibrant, healthy living after 70. I'm so glad you're here today. Whether you're sipping your morning coffee, taking a break from your day, or winding down in the evening, you've made the perfect choice to invest these next few minutes in your health. Here on this channel, we cut through the confusion and bring you real, practical health wisdom that actually works for real people like you and me. So grab a comfortable seat and let's dive into something that might just change the way you think about exercise forever. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 73, lives in Portland, and for the past decade, she's been the picture of commitment. Every single morning at 6 a.m., rain or shine, Margaret would lace up her sneakers and head to the gym for 45 minutes of cardio. Treadmill, elliptical, stationary bike, she did it all. Her doctor had told her that cardiovascular exercise was essential, and Margaret took that advice to heart. She felt good about herself, proud even. While her friends were slowing down, she was keeping up the fight against aging. But then something strange started happening. Margaret began noticing that her energy levels were dropping. She felt more exhausted after her workouts instead of energized. Her knees started aching. Worst of all, during a routine checkup, her doctor found that despite all this exercise, her heart markers weren't improving. Some were actually getting worse. Margaret was devastated. "I'm doing everything right," she told her doctor through tears. "Why isn't it working?" Does this sound familiar? Maybe you're not Margaret, but perhaps you've felt that nagging concern that all your hard work isn't paying off the way you expected. Or maybe you've noticed that exercise is getting harder, not easier, as the years go by. Here's what nobody told Margaret, and what most doctors won't tell you. The exercise rules change dramatically after 70. Your heart at 73 is not the same as your heart at 43. Your muscles, joints, hormones, recovery time, cellular function, literally everything has changed. And yet we keep following the same old advice as if our bodies came with a lifetime warranty. The fitness industry has sold us a one-size-fits-all approach, and frankly, it's failing our senior community miserably. The problem with traditional cardio. Now, before we go any further, let me be crystal clear. I'm not saying cardio is evil. Cardiovascular exercise has its place, and for younger individuals, it can be incredibly beneficial. But here's what happens to your body after 70 that changes everything. First, let's talk about your heart itself. As we age, the walls of our heart naturally thicken. The heart muscle becomes less flexible. The electrical system that coordinates your heartbeat can become irregular. These aren't diseases, they're just part of the aging process. But they mean that when you push your heart rate up to 140 or 150 beats per minute during intense cardio, you're not strengthening it the way you did in your younger years. Instead, you might be stressing a system that needs a gentler approach. Dr. James Mitchell, the heart surgeon we'll talk more about in a moment, puts it this way. Imagine an old, beautiful vintage car. You wouldn't take it to a drag race, would you? You'd drive it steadily, maintain it carefully, and treat it with respect. Your heart after 70 deserves the same consideration. Second, there's the cortisol problem. When you do intense, prolonged cardio, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. In young people, cortisol spikes are temporary and manageable, but after 70, your body doesn't clear cortisol as efficiently. It lingers in your system, and chronically elevated cortisol is linked to increased inflammation, weakened immune function, muscle breakdown. Yes, you read that right. Your cardio might be destroying muscle, not building it. Poor sleep quality, increased belly fat, higher blood pressure. Isn't it ironic? You're doing cardio to improve your heart health, but the stress response might be working against you. Third, let's address the elephant in the room: injury risk. I can't tell you how many stories I've heard from people in their 70s and 80s who were injured during their cardio routines. Twisted ankles on the treadmill, knee problems from excessive impact, falls that led to fractures, hip issues from repetitive motion. And here's the cruel reality. When you're 75 and you break your hip, it's not just a 6-week recovery. It can be life-altering. Studies show that up to 30% of seniors who break a hip don't return to their previous level of independence. The risk-to-reward ratio of intense cardio after 70 simply doesn't add up. Finally, there's the recovery issue. Remember when you could exercise hard one day and bounce back the next? After 70, your recovery time can be 3 to 4 times longer than it was in your 40s. This means that if you're doing cardio every day or even every other day, you might be chronically under-recovered. Your body is in a constant state of stress, never fully healing, always playing catch-up. This is exhausting, not energizing. And it's precisely why so many seniors feel drained despite their best efforts. So, if traditional cardio isn't the answer, what is? This is where our story takes a fascinating turn. Dr. James Mitchell is a cardiothoracic surgeon with over 35 years of experience. He's performed thousands of heart surgeries, seen every type of heart condition imaginable, and spent his career literally holding human hearts in his hands. A few years ago, Dr. Mitchell started noticing a pattern among his older patients. The ones who seemed to have the strongest, healthiest hearts into their 80s and beyond weren't the marathon runners or the gym cardio enthusiasts. They were people who did something entirely different. Intrigued, Dr. Mitchell dove into the research. What he found shocked him, and it's about to shock you too. The one thing that works better than cardio after 70 is resistance training. Now, before you groan and say, "But I don't want to become a bodybuilder," hear me out. This isn't about lifting massive weights or building bulging muscles. This is about something much more fundamental and much more powerful. Let me explain why this changes everything. Resistance training, using your muscles against resistance, does something magical for your aging body. It directly protects your heart. Studies show that moderate resistance training improves heart function, lowers blood pressure, and reduces arterial stiffness more effectively than traditional cardio in older adults. One landmark study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that seniors who did resistance training twice a week had a 41% lower risk of cardiac events compared to those who only did cardio. It preserves and builds muscle mass. After 70, you lose about 3 to 5% of your muscle mass per decade if you do nothing. Muscle isn't just about looking good, it's your metabolic engine, your fall prevention system, your independence insurance policy. Resistance training is the only form of exercise that reliably builds muscle in seniors. It strengthens bones. Osteoporosis is a silent epidemic among seniors, but here's the beautiful thing. When you stress your bones through resistance exercises, they respond by becoming stronger. It's like a wake-up call to your skeletal system. It improves balance and coordination. You know what the #1 cause of death from injury in seniors is? Falls. Resistance training improves proprioception, your body's awareness of where it is in space, strengthens stabilizer muscles, and dramatically reduces fall risk. It boosts metabolism and helps maintain a healthy weight. More muscle means your body burns more calories even at rest. This is crucial because metabolism naturally slows with age. It enhances mental health and cognitive function. Multiple studies have shown that resistance training improves memory, reduces depression and anxiety, and may even protect against dementia. Dr. Mitchell puts it beautifully. After 70, your body doesn't need to run marathons. It needs to maintain strength, stability, and functional capacity. Resistance training checks all these boxes without the excessive stress of prolonged cardio. Let me take you back to Margaret, our friend from Portland. After her disappointing checkup, Margaret found a trainer who specialized in senior fitness. She was skeptical but desperate. The trainer started her on a simple resistance training program, no more than 30 minutes twice a week. They used light dumbbells, resistance bands, and bodyweight exercises. Nothing fancy, nothing extreme. Within 3 months, Margaret noticed something remarkable. She had more energy throughout the day. Her sleep improved. Her chronic knee pain diminished. But the real shock came at her 6th-month checkup. Her doctor stared at her chart in disbelief. Her blood pressure had dropped significantly. Her resting heart rate was healthier. Her cholesterol ratios had improved. Even her blood sugar markers were better. "What on earth have you been doing differently?" her doctor asked. "I stopped doing so much cardio," Margaret said with a smile, "and I started lifting weights." Today, at 75, Margaret does a 30-minute resistance routine 3 times a week. She can carry her grandchildren, she gardens without back pain, she travels without worrying about keeping up, and most importantly, her heart is healthier than it's been in years. Or consider Robert, 78, from Boston. Robert was a former runner who struggled with the transition away from his beloved sport. His knees simply couldn't take it anymore. He felt like he was losing his identity as an athletic person. His daughter convinced him to try resistance training. Robert started with just exercise bands and a chair for support. The exercises seemed almost too easy at first, but his trainer assured him that proper form and consistency were more important than weight or intensity. 6 months later, Robert not only felt stronger, he felt powerful. He could lift his luggage into the overhead compartment on airplanes. He could play with his grandkids without worrying about his back. And here's the kicker. His resting heart rate was lower than when he was running 5 times a week. "I thought I knew what being fit meant," Robert says. "Turns out, at my age, being fit means being strong and stable, not fast and breathless." Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but where do I even start? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's talk about exactly how to implement this life-changing approach. Getting started. The basics. You don't need a gym membership, you don't need expensive equipment, you don't even need to leave your house if you don't want to. Here's what you need. A set of light dumbbells, start with 3 to 5 pounds if you're new. Resistance bands, cheap and versatile. A sturdy chair, comfortable clothes, 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times per week. That's it, seriously. The golden rules for resistance training after 70. Form over weight always. It's better to do an exercise perfectly with light weight than to use heavy weight with poor form. Poor form leads to injury, and injury is what we're trying to avoid. Start embarrassingly light. I mean it. If you think 5 pounds is too light, start with 3. You can always progress. You can't uninjure yourself. Rest is sacred. Take at least 1 full day between resistance sessions. Remember that recovery issue we talked about? Honor it. Listen to your body. There's a difference between the discomfort of working muscles and the pain of injury. Learn to recognize it. Discomfort is okay. Pain is a stop sign. Consistency beats intensity. It's better to do a light 20-minute session 3 times a week for a year than to do one intense session that leaves you too sore or injured to continue. A sample beginner routine. Here's a simple routine you can start with. Do each exercise for 10 to 12 repetitions, rest for 60 seconds, and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. Chair squats. Stand in front of a chair, lower yourself like you're going to sit, but don't sit, then stand back up. This works your legs and core. Wall push-ups. Stand facing a wall, place your hands on the wall at shoulder height, and do push-ups against the wall. This strengthens your chest, shoulders, and arms without the strain of floor push-ups. Resistance band rows. Secure a band around a sturdy post, hold the ends, and pull back like you're rowing a boat. This strengthens your back and improves posture. Dumbbell bicep curls. Hold light weights in each hand, keep your elbows at your sides, and curl the weights up. This is great for functional strength. Standing leg raises. Hold on to a chair for balance and lift one leg out to the side, then back. Switch legs. This improves balance and strengthens your hips. Shoulder press with light weights. Sit in a chair with good posture, hold light weights at shoulder height, and press them up overhead. That's it. 6 exercises, done properly, will work your entire body and take less than 30 minutes. Progression, the key to long-term success. Here's the beautiful thing about resistance training. You can progress gradually forever. Once those 3-pound weights feel easy, move to 5 pounds. Once body weight squats are comfortable, hold a dumbbell. Your body will adapt and you'll keep getting stronger. But remember, progression should be gradual. Think months, not weeks. There's no rush. You're building a foundation for the rest of your life. What about cardio? Should you quit completely? Great question. No, you don't have to quit cardio entirely, but you should rethink how you do it. Instead of long, intense cardio sessions, consider gentle walking for 20 to 30 minutes at a comfortable pace, swimming at a leisurely speed, casual cycling, dancing in your living room. These activities keep your cardiovascular system engaged without the excessive stress. Think of them as movement rather than cardio. They're the cherry on top of your resistance training sundae, not the main course. Working with healthcare providers. Before starting any new exercise program, talk to your doctor. Show them this approach. Most modern physicians are increasingly aware of the benefits of resistance training for seniors, and many will enthusiastically support it. If you have specific health conditions, heart disease, arthritis, osteoporosis, diabetes, you might need modifications. A physical therapist or certified senior fitness specialist can help create a program tailored to your needs. Now, let's talk about something that's just as important as the exercises themselves, your mindset. For years, maybe decades, you've been told that aging means slowing down, that 70 is the beginning of decline, that your best years are behind you. I'm here to tell you that's complete nonsense. Your 70s, 80s, and beyond can be years of strength, vitality, and independence, but only if you take control of your health in ways that actually work for your body now. Switching from traditional cardio to resistance training isn't admitting defeat. It's not giving up on fitness. It's the opposite. It's a sophisticated, informed decision to work with your body instead of against it. Think about it. A tree doesn't become weaker with age if it's properly nourished and cared for. It becomes more resilient, more stable, more rooted. You can do the same. Every time you pick up those dumbbells, you're not just exercising, you're making a statement. I am capable. I am strong. I'm investing in my future. And here's something powerful to remember. Strength is currency in your later years. It buys you independence, it buys you dignity, it buys you the ability to live life on your terms. Want to travel? You need strength to handle luggage and navigate airports. Want to play with grandkids? You need strength to get down on the floor and back up again. Want to live independently? You need strength to carry groceries, clean your home, and take care of yourself. Resistance training after 70 isn't vanity, it's practicality, it's insurance, it's freedom. So, let me address some concerns you might have right now. I'm worried I'll hurt myself. This is a valid concern, but here's the truth. Done properly, with appropriate weights and good form, resistance training is actually safer than many forms of cardio for seniors. You're in control of every movement. There's no impact on your joints like running, no risk of falling like on a treadmill. Start light, progress slowly, and if needed, work with a professional initially. I've never lifted weights before. Isn't it too late? It is absolutely not too late. Studies show that even people in their 90s can build muscle and strength through resistance training. Your muscles never completely lose their ability to adapt and grow. Yes, it takes a bit longer than it would have at 30, but it absolutely works. I have arthritis, osteoporosis, other condition. Can I still do this? In most cases, yes, but with modifications. In fact, resistance training is often recommended for these conditions because it strengthens the supporting structures around joints and bones. But please work with your healthcare provider and possibly a physical therapist to ensure you're doing it safely. Won't this take too much time? Actually, resistance training is more time efficient than cardio. A good session takes only 20 to 30 minutes, and you only need to do it 2 to 3 times per week. Compare that to the hour-long cardio sessions many people were doing. You're actually saving time while getting better results.
I don't want to get too bulky. Don't worry, this won't happen. Building significant muscle mass requires specific nutrition, training, and hormones that simply aren't present in the same quantities after 70. What will happen is that you'll become leaner, more defined, and functionally stronger. You'll look healthier and more vital, not bulky. So here we are, friends. We've journeyed together through a complete rethinking of exercise after 70. Let me recap the key insights. Traditional cardio, while beneficial for younger people, may be putting excessive stress on your aging heart, leading to elevated cortisol, increased injury risk, and insufficient recovery time. Resistance training, using your muscles against resistance, is the single most effective form of exercise for protecting your heart, maintaining muscle mass, strengthening bones, improving balance, boosting metabolism, and preserving cognitive function after 70. You don't need fancy equipment or expensive gym memberships. You can start right in your own home with light weights, resistance bands, and a chair. The key is consistency over intensity, proper form over heavy weights, and a gradual progression that respects your body's unique timeline. But beyond all the science and studies, beyond the exercise routines and techniques, here's what I really want you to take away from today. You are not done. You are not over the hill. Your story is still being written, and this new chapter can be one of strength, vitality, and empowerment. Margaret didn't give up when traditional cardio failed her. She adapted. She tried something new, and now she's living proof that the right approach can transform your health at any age. Robert didn't let the loss of his running routine define him. He discovered that strength is more valuable than speed, and stability is more precious than distance. And now it's your turn. I want you to imagine yourself 6 months from now. Imagine feeling strong enough to do everything you want to do. Imagine having the energy to enjoy your days fully. Imagine your doctor looking at your health markers with pleasant surprise. Imagine feeling confident in your body again. This isn't fantasy. This is completely achievable, but it starts with a decision, the decision to try something different, something that actually works for your body now. You don't have to do this alone. That's why we're building this community right here on Doctor's Hidden Tips channel. We're all on this journey together, learning, growing, and supporting each other toward healthier, stronger lives. So here's what I want you to do right now. First, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're going to be bringing you more practical, science-backed health strategies specifically designed for life after 70. Every video is crafted with you in mind. No fluff, no gimmicks, just real information that works. Second, leave a comment below. Tell me, are you currently doing cardio? Are you willing to give resistance training a try? Do you have concerns or questions? I read every single comment, and your questions help me create content that truly serves you. Third, if you found this information valuable, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. We all know someone who's been struggling with traditional exercise approaches. You could literally change their life by sharing this video. Finally, take action. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for next month. Don't wait until you feel ready. Pick up a couple of light objects today, canned goods, water bottles, anything, and do 10 squats and 10 arm curls. That's it. Just start. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and your journey to a stronger, healthier you begins right now. Remember, aging is inevitable, but decline is optional. You have more control over your health than you realize, and it starts with making informed decisions that honor where you are right now. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It means the world to you that you chose to invest in your health and well-being. You are valuable, you are capable, and your best years can absolutely still be ahead of you. Until next time, stay strong, stay informed, and keep taking those small steps toward a healthier you. This is Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Now go out there and show the world what 70 plus really looks like. God bless you and take care.